Oh, hello. Welcome to Gourmet, the channel where I cook my way through all the cookbooks I own and have never used. We are still working with Southern Cast Iron, where we'll be making a smoked chicken and tarragon pot pie. Um, so we're going to be cooking the ingredients in the cast iron. This is supposed to be cooked in the cast iron as well, but I only own the one cast iron that's going to work for this, so it depends on how quickly I'm able to clean it, if we're going to just put it in a pie tin or if we're going to keep it in the cast iron. We'll see. I admittedly haven't decided how lazy I want to be yet. But I'm excited. This sounds really good. It's been really great weather here in Orlando recently, so it feels like a nice fall dish is warranted. So let's get started. To start this recipe, we're going to go ahead and peel and cut some tomatoes. We're going to cube them. I just have regular like baking potatoes here. I think they're russet potatoes. That's what the recipe specifically calls for. Couldn't tell you. Maybe that's something I should know, but I don't. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead. I've got 2 potatoes here. We need a cup of potatoes. So I'm going to start with 1 potato and see how far that gets us. Okay, so I'm just going to chop off that end because I don't want to deal with that gross spot. I'm going to chop that in, and then I am going to cube it this way. And then we'll take half, half. And I think, ooh, that moved. We want just about right in the middle. It says 1 inch. So I think this is probably about what I want. Because of course we want these to cook. Cool. I think that I was a really bad cutting technique. Don't do what I do. So I've got a cup. This is a cup, measuring cup. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. We definitely have more than a cup of potato, but I'm not mad at that. Okay. Now we need a cup of chopped fresh green beans. Here's the green beans I have, just regular from the grocery store. There we go. That was oddly hard to open. Now, green beans are something that I do not really enjoy. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying that, but too bad. So I don't really know how to cut them. And this is where it's kind of like, I know I'm making these videos, so I know very well that I probably should look some stuff up, but let's be honest, the whole point is just to be here and kind of like cook like a normal person. And, you know, that means sometimes you don't always know everything about the ingredient you're using. But we're just kind of going for it. I'm going to chop quite a few more of these. I don't think you need to see me cut the ends off. So I'll stop there. I'm going to move those off the cutting board. And I'm just, I don't know, like that. I'm just trying to think like how big do you want it to fit on like a spoon or a fork? So there we go. Those might be a little big, but I think they'll be good still. I'm going to finish off the green beans and I'll see you when we're ready for the next vegetable. So we've chopped about a cup of green beans. Now we need a 1/4 cup of chopped green onion. This is just from my garden. But admittedly, I'm going to chop that end off. I'm going to chop right about there. Get rid of those guys. And I'm just going to chop all of this, which I know is more than a 1/4 cup, but it smells, I can tell you right now, these smell so good. I love having my little garden. I'm not the best at the plants. I have currently killed 2 that I thought I wasn't going to. But, you know, it's okay. You live, you learn. So, we'll have some replacement plants eventually. But right now we're working with what we got. And now I'm going to go ahead and chop an onion. We need a half cup of an onion. I'm going to go ahead and dice it a little bit. Because we don't want necessarily big chunks of onion like we do the other things. And then I'm going to go ahead, well, I'm just going to wipe those in there. Oop, get that off. Knowing me, I probably just put it back in. Oh well. Okay, good enough for me. And just kind of finish those lines. Chop this way. Do some bigger chops that way. Do one more chop that way. And that's it for our onion. Here's our bowl with our green beans, our onions, our potato. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the last couple ingredients. So we need 3/4 of a cup fresh or frozen corn kernels. I'm just using this sweet corn, frozen corn. It's not corn season, so there we go. And I know I didn't measure it. I just eyeball it like everything else because I don't want to get a measuring cup dirty. And I love corn. And then here's the carrots we're using. I just made a carrot cake for fun, and I didn't want to grate any more carrots, and I ran out of carrots to even chop, so I bought these pre-chopped, and I'm just gonna, how much do we need? Great question. A half cup. I don't know. I know we're adding chicken into this, but having too many vegetables in something like a pot pie is not a problem for me. So that's where we're gonna leave it. Here's our vegetables. I just went ahead and put them all on a bowl to the side because we have to cook them together. And now this is our cast iron. It is a little bit small. Of course, this recipe once again calls for a 12-inch. This is an 8-inch, but we make do with what we have. I have a couple tablespoons of butter here. I'm going to go ahead, start melting my butter, and then once the butter's melted, we're going to pour these guys in here and cook for about 6 to 7 minutes. Our butter's melted. In go all of our vegetables. Almost. We had some jumpers. We'll put those guys back in. Take out the onions. I'm just cleaning this bowl out because I am going to use it for the measuring out some of our dry ingredients. But I'm going to go ahead, give these a stir. Probably shouldn't have that bowl so close. Okay, we're going to cook these guys for 6 to 7 minutes. We'll stir occasionally. But I'm going to go ahead and measure out some of our other ingredients into this bowl here. So, we need 1 1/4 cups of chicken broth. I had to get it out of the fridge, but this is the chicken broth we're using. I am going to just pour in what I think we have. Okay, I'm going to call that there. That's the last of the chicken stock for that. That's fine. I am going to add in, we need half and half, and we need a half or 1 cup of half and half. So, I should probably open it, right? But we need a cup of half and half. So 1 half, 2 halves equals a cup. Perfect, that's finished. We need, what are we doing? A half cup of all-purpose flour. Maybe I should have done this backwards. I did this backwards, but you know what? Too bad. We're just going to do it like this. I realized my mistake, and you all do as well, where I measured the half and half and the half cup because I thought we needed a full cup of flour, not a half. So that's about a half cup of flour. I'm going to pour that in there. Set this back over here. We need 2 teaspoons of fresh tarragon. I didn't buy fresh tarragon. I already had some dried tarragon. There we go. So I'm just going to use that. This is one of those things where I just really believe in use what you have. You don't always have to have the exact ingredient. Like, I don't have fresh tarragon, but I already own this. Why am I going to buy fresh when I can just use this? You know? It might change the taste a little bit, but it's not going to be anything super noticeable. And we're just going to add in some salt and pepper into here. It says 1.5 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. It says a teaspoon of pepper divided. I'm not doing that. There's that. And I'm just kind of reading in here to see where that other pepper comes in. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna add the pepper. Okay. And now I need a whisk. Where is my whisk? It's obviously still very watery just because we don't have that much flour in it, but we are going to be cooking this. So it'll come together at that point. But I'm going to let that be there, and I'm going to continue to cook my vegetables. So our vegetables are just about softened. What we're going to do now is add 4 ounces or half a block of cream cheese into here. And it has been sitting out getting soft, but we'll see. We're just going to go ahead and cook this down real quick. Shouldn't be too much longer. We have a couple big chunks, but I'm also just trying to coat everything in the cream cheese. Okay. Get that block off, but I would argue our cream cheese is pretty much melted. So now we are going to stir in our milk, chicken stock, flour mixture. We have a lot of flour sitting at the bottom. And you can see that we definitely have maxed out. Certainly now we have maxed out the cast iron skillet. But I'm going to go ahead and stir this around, get this heated. Now we are supposed to add chicken into this, but what I'm going to do is heat up the chicken separately, I think. I'll go ahead and my plan is to pour this back into here and then heat up the chicken really quick, pour the chicken in that bowl, and just stir all of that so that when we go to make our pie, it's kind of nice and even. But we're just cooking this until it gets thick. I'm going to bump my heat back up a little bit. You've just got it on a medium heat. So I just went ahead and turned my burner off for right now. This is definitely getting a lot thicker. I don't know if it's coming across camera that way, but oops. I've been doing so good up until there. But you can see, like, I think that's a really good coating. I'm going to leave it in here for maybe like a minute more just to get it real thick. The recipe says for 3 minutes. That's about how long it should take. And it's been probably not quite 3, I wouldn't say. But sometimes I don't know how long a minute is, especially when I'm doing something like this. I just kind of zone out. But I'm going to call this here. I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to get my bowl ready, taking this and dumping it back into this bowl. Ooh, look at that. That smells great. It looks nice. It has such a nice little texture to it. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put this in here, submit that bowl to the side, and I'm going to switch hands. And I'm just going to clean up the cast iron real quick of all the drips that I've made. Now, don't judge me because I have already gotten into this, but this is just a rotisserie chicken. It's not smoked like the recipe says, but I didn't admittedly know where to get a smoked chicken. without doing it myself. So I'm just going to pull this apart and really shred it. And well, that's the skin, but I like that too. I'm probably going for about that size. And I'm just throwing this into the cast iron onto the side. I'm just going to put the whole skin in there like that. We'll see what that does. And yeah, I'm just tearing this with my hands. So I'm going to do that until we have about 3 cups of chicken. And I will see you guys when we're ready to heat our chicken up. I have shredded all of our chicken, and I'm just going to get it heated in this pan here. We definitely have more than 3 cups. We probably have 4, if not more than 4 cups of chicken. But I love chicken. I don't think I said, but I'm using like a Costco rotisserie chicken, which is a very good rotisserie chicken. And all we're doing is just heating this up. So this won't take very long. I know it looks bad now, but the pan's not hot. It's only slightly warm. But we're just coating everything. I did definitely keep some of the skin and like a couple pieces in that like you might want to throw out, but I'll eat almost an entire chicken. I just don't eat, I won't eat the bones, but if a piece has a little bit extra cartilage or something, that does not stop me. So yeah, that's kind of why, you'll see maybe some questionable pieces in here, but I'm going to get this heated up. I'll see you guys probably when we're ready to build the pie sheets I'm using. I'm just using Pillsbury pie crust. That's what the recipe says. It says to use it's the 14.5 or 14.1 ounce package of refrigerated pie dough. We did it. After much struggle, we opened our pie dough. So I'm going to roll it out. Oh no, we ripped it. That's okay. So this part is still definitely a little frozen, but it's been sitting for just about 15-20 minutes. So, that's okay. So there's our pie dough. I'm just going to go ahead and plop it in. It says to roll it out on a lightly floured surface, but I'm not doing that. Oh no, maybe I should have. I'm just going to try to push these guys back together a little bit. Okay. Look, we have a top part of the pie, so we'll do our best. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side a little bit, get this closer, and I'm just going to start scooping in our filling. I am so excited to try this. Okay, so here is our pie. We've waited probably another, I think it was closer to 7 minutes, and we were able to spread this out all the way. So I'm going to lay this on top, and I'm not going to lie. I don't know what I'm doing because I know that I should have put the other pie dough a lot higher and probably rolled it out more. But look, I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. I'm not saying that this is my thing. I'm just kind of rolling it, and I have decided to just push them together. Will that work? I don't know. How is this going to come out? I already foresee issues with trying to get it out of this pan because I'm just not good at it. Whatever. I'm going to take a small knife and just cut some slits in the top. Maybe do it like, a nice uneven X. I'm so unartistic. It just makes me laugh because I'm so bad at it. I start and I'm like half confident, and then it really just takes an immediate downturn. But we have a little bit of water. It's discolored because this is what I used to measure the half and half with. And I've just kind of had it sitting by the side, but I knew we'd need water, and we're just going to brush the top of this. I guess hopefully that will give us a little bit of color. This is where the other what, half teaspoon of pepper comes in. It's just to sprinkle it on top. So there we go. And now we're going to cook this at 375 for 45 minutes. Well, here she is. This is our chicken pot pie. Doing a little look above. We definitely didn't seal the crust correctly, but we knew that going in, so that's not the recipe or anybody's fault but mine. But this looks delicious. It smells so good. So, just like I thought, I really struggled getting this out of the cast iron. But here's what she looks like on the plate. Not the prettiest, that's for sure. And it's definitely a little juicy. I probably should have let it sit for like 15 minutes, kind of like the recipe tells you to do, but I really wanted to taste it. I'm not going to lie. I was impatient. I've been smelling this. I wanted it. So I'm doing it. Okay. So this is our bite. We have a little bit of everything on here. I'm going to go ahead. You can see just how steamy hot it is. I did not wait at all. But it's great. It's delicious. I think this one was easy to make. You know, not having to make the pie crust or anything really saves some time. I took some shortcuts with like the pre-chopped carrots and the frozen corn and stuff like that. But this is a good chicken pot pie. And I really think it came together in just about 2 hours. And that includes the 45 minutes of cooking time. So I think this one's really easy and attainable to make as well. I think I'm going to give it a 10. There was nothing in this that was hard. The ingredients were super easy to find. I'm trying to think of kind of anything negative with it. And maybe the only thing is you don't have a cast iron skillet, but that's whatever. You can make this in a regular like pot and then just transfer it to a pie tin. Like I think the recipe's super solid, even if you don't make it in cast iron. So yeah, I think this one's a 10, guys. I'm excited to eat this. I know it's gonna be delicious. The crust got nice and crusty. I mean, I didn't do a great job putting it together, but that's on me. That's not the recipe. So yeah, I highly recommend this one. I think you guys will like it. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.